The Australian Federal Police last week charged 44 Australian men with more than 300 charges of possessing child exploitation material. It's dismantled a nationwide pedophile ring. It follows a year-long nationwide operation that saw 16 children removed from harm. Joining me now is AFP Commander Christopher Woods from the Australian Centre for Counter Child Exploitation. Commander, thank you so much for your time. 44 men arrested. Is that just the tip of the iceberg, sadly?
Good morning, Laura. Yes, I think sadly for us it's emblematic of it's impossible to really quantify the number of people that we need to look for, the age ranges, the backgrounds of some of the people out in society. It's a reminder to us that we need to be vigilant and that our work doesn't stop.
Is it so difficult because these perpetrators are so hard to profile? Is there such thing as a typical offender?
There isn't a typical offender. We see ages ranging from 19 to 57 in Operation Malto. But the backgrounds and the occupations of some of these offenders, from transport, hospitality, retail, law enforcement and construction, it's the full gambit of society. So this is the challenge for us and why it's such a big issue.
Has the pandemic seen these creeps become more active?
Sadly, actually, the COVID-19 pandemic period has actually seen quite a spike in the number of reports that we're receiving at the ACE, and our people have been working tirelessly throughout this period. We haven't taken our foot off the pedal. We've worked incredibly closely with our international partners and our state and territory police partners throughout Australia to keep pursuing these offenders. There has been a spike.
Are these professional outfits that we're talking about here, or are these repeat offenders, or are they opportunists?
I think it's difficult to really zero in on which of those categories, but we are seeing organised criminal syndicates who do look to profit from this activity through to people who are individuals seeking this material online. And regardless of the motivation or the group that the people come from, the offending is serious, the charges are serious, and we won't stop in our hunt for these people.
We said at the outset that 16 children had to be removed from harm's way. Are those children safe? Can you ensure that they're not going to be returned to these situations?
I can, and removed from harm is quite a wide definition, but effectively it means that where we've found contact offending has occurred, we've ensured that children are no longer in the presence of those offenders. So, and that's, as you mentioned earlier, it's the tip of the iceberg. We need to be constantly vigilant to be looking for further instances where offenders are in the community and do have access to children. And so we really do call out to parents and guardians to be vigilant about what your children are doing online and to have these conversations with them about online safety.
Commander, you're doing, and the AFP are doing all you can to stop this kind of offending and behaviour online. You just mentioned there, for parents in particular, to be vigilant about what their children are doing online. Is there anything else we can do as a community? Are there telltale signs?
I think it's really important that online safety is a topic of conversation, whether it's with your small primary age children through to older children at high school. I think it needs to be a debate and a conversation that parents and people with children in their lives are leading. And there's a lot of resources available, and I'd really implore people to have a look at thinkyouknow.org.au and also at the E-Safety Commissioner's website. There's a lot of resources that can destigmatise conversations around online safety.